Good afternoon. I'm going to give you a weekly update from the Village of Pentwater, what's going on here at Village Hall and the rest of the village and so on. Been a quiet week for the most part, not a lot of change in what we'd had for the last week. Our numbers in Oceana County have held steady with just 3 cases still, so we're in good shape there. People have respected the stay-at-home order, and people have respected distancing and been very conscious of how they shop, what gas and so on in the community. So we thank all our residents who have played their part in keeping us all safe as well as themselves. Last we'd heard the governor speak this morning was she's will announce by May 1st what some of the transition program is going to be. We may be part of the coalition with multiple states to do so. Their business is open back up again. But tell anybody if they have questions with that to follow the CISA standards on essential businesses, and that website's online. They have pretty much most of the protocols and so on that are in place that we're following even in governmental use. It's recommended by FEMA. So any things that when a business opens back up again, they're going to be required to do business in a certain fashion and so on. So all those protocols are there, so it would be interesting to have people go to those and study up a little bit on it. I'm sure our DDA, as well as like the Pentwater Exchange, the Pentwater Chamber of Commerce, will probably have information online as we get closer to that. It's a little premature to put that information out until we have some definitive dates of when things will start to percolate a little bit. Other than that, we ask everybody to stay tight, stay safe. We appreciate what you've done, and we'll be hopefully looking back on track here in next week or so to come. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, hello everybody, and thank you for checking this video out. I'd just like to urge everybody to remain patient. I know it's trying times, it's an unprecedented thing we're going through, but there is some hope in the near future. There's talk about how do we reopen and how do we gradually get the economy going again. So I think we'll start hearing some more good news. And fortunately, it's a slow time for our village anyway. So there's certainly hardships involved, but we do see on the horizon that we will be getting the ability to open. So we'll work through that as safely as we can to get things back to normal as quickly as we can and still be safe for everybody here. Again, we'd want to reiterate that the summer residents returning, we certainly welcome you back. Water will be turned on as you need it, but we will ask people to follow the guidelines, to self-quarantine, to reduce their exposure and the village's exposure for the 14-day guideline, and we'll get through this as safely and as quickly as we can. So we appreciate people doing that if they do come back. Again, a reminder that go back and forth between residents is not allowable now under the new executive order, so try to follow that, and just again, the whole idea is to keep everyone safe. So let's use our best judgments to do what we need to do to keep Pentwater and our community safe. With that, we've been very fortunate that the sunsets have been phenomenal the last few weeks. I know there's a lot of cars, me included, going down to the sunset. We just want people to follow the guidelines, stay in their cars, do not congregate in groups, so that we don't have to close that facility down. We don't have any plans to do that. People have been behaving, but as we get more and more cars, we want to make sure that we follow the guidelines and don't congregate. To go down and watch the sunset, stay in your car, there's no problem. That's safe, so hopefully they'll continue to follow that. The DDA is working to help businesses that are hurting, so Mayor Shoemaker's have been very involved in that. So hopefully we've got a couple things in the process that you'll hear more about if they come to fruition to help the businesses in our community to weather the storm and get open here as soon as we can. And with the last thing, I've talked to Claudia. We're discussing to start a summer party. We're not sure if that can go on as scheduled, but we hopefully will just postpone it and either get us to start a summer or some other celebration when this is all over. So again, stay safe, be patient, and hopefully Pentwater summer will be as good as we remember and get back to it.
Yeah, and one last thing, just a reminder to everyone, our village website, www.pentwatervillage.org, is our official website for information. We've got information on there for, like, for example, this week coming up Wednesday, we have, we'll start a fire hydrant flushing, so if you notice a little bit of rust in the water, it's gonna be, that's caused by that, and that's, twice a year we deal with this. But then also, keep in mind too, that there's some great organizations in the community too that have done a good job in keeping other things going, like the food pantry banks, the information about businesses and different happenings and stuff that can be done, some Zoom meetings and stuff with some of the local community people getting together and meeting that way just to, get together socially. And that's done with, through the Pentwater Exchange. Of course, again, our police department has a Facebook page, and DDA and Chamber of Commerce. So feel free to check through some of those things as well. They have a lot of good information too. So thank you again.